Governor Gaslight, aka Gavin Newsolini, aka the heavily lacquered sun god of San Francisco, has allowed theme parks to reopen on April 1st. But don't worry guys, it'll be totally safe because no screaming allowed on the rides, no fun, no yelling, no singing. I'm sure this has absolutely nothing to do with the 2 million signatures submitted to force California to do a recall vote, but no big deal. Hey, who cares? Disney World's just been open in Florida since July. According to Newsolini'S reopening guidelines, they're supposed to limit activities that are known to cause increased spread, like singing, shouting, heavy breathing, and loud environments. All right. Imagine getting a part-time summer job at Disneyland and your boss is like, hey, we're going to need you to mitigate the riders of this ride from shouting. Chad's like, what? All right. No screaming, no fun, no yelling on the ride. Just sit there in silence, in stoic silence. Japan instigated a similar no screaming rule when its parks reopened post-Corona clap last summer, and guests at the theme park Fuji Q Highland in Tokyo were told to, quote, scream inside your heart. I hope that's a translation issue, because that's a pretty peculiar thing to say. Hey kids, just scream inside your heart. The kids are like, what? And because thank you universe, you better believe that park executives at Fuji Q Highland released a very bizarre video of executives riding the roller coaster and not saying or doing or screaming or making any noise. In this amazing video, you see a park executive wearing a suit and tie and face diaper and a ride attendant wearing his uniform riding this roller coaster ride in complete silence without making so much as a facial expression for 4 minutes. You see, kids? Scream inside your heart. Hilarious! Sounds like a fun time at Disneyland. Just let's bring the kiddos, hop on a ride, and don't make a sound. Yo, what is happening? What's so funny about this recall in California is that even Gavin Newsolini himself can't seem to understand why more than 2 million people would want him removed from office. And he even blames far-right extremists and queefs for making this campaign happen to get him out of office, and not the millions of California residents that are furious with his outrageous lockdown rules, breaking his own rules, eating dinner at the French Laundry, and just generally being an out-of-touch, heavily lacquered clown sneaker. This dude sucks. He's so disingenuous. Every single thing that this guy posts, including his absolutely cringeworthy TikTok videos, and literally every single time the guy opens his face, it's just like, yep, I understand it. Destroying businesses, closing restaurants, closing gyms, not giving children the ability to learn in school. It's no surprise that people are so furious. California had some of the most egregious and overbearing lockdown rules and mandates of any state in the nation. Yet their infection rate, their death rate, was one of the worst. States like Florida have been open for months and months, and they ended up in almost the exact same place. No difference. Those rules and all those lockdowns didn't do anything to prevent anything. But in traditional big blue fashion, how does someone like Gavin Newsolini turn the tide on all this negative press and all this obvious pressure? Well, no big deal. He just announced that he'll name a black woman to the Senate if Dianne Feinstein resigns early, which there's absolutely no suggestion that she will, but hey, this makes for some good headlines. No big deal. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. But hey, no surprises here. That's how Big Blue does it. In a pickle, just pull the race card and the gender card. It'll get you out of jail free. No big deal. Whoa, 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 whoa. MSNBC host Joy Reid teed up this question for her. Will you nominate a black woman to succeed Feinstein? He's like, the answer is yes. Hey, that's fine. Let's just pick the person that's best for the job based on their race and gender and not their qualifications or ability to do the job well. Let's just make a promise of that before the person even steps down, before this is even actually a thing. Let's just go ahead and outwardly pronounce, yep, it'll be a woman, yep, it'll be black. Does that check all of the woke boxes? Am I out of jail free? Can I go have a $500 meal at the laundry? I should have stood up. I don't regret it. I should have stood up. Yo, Newsom, pound sand, jabroni, you done? According to Amy Allison, founder of She the People, a leading California advocacy group committed to boosting women of color in office, she said that this commitment is a game changer, incredible, and long overdue. It's so funny because they literally just explain what they're doing in plain sight. In this article in Politico about this move, it says the governor's commitment could help mend ties with women of color, who will be an influential block of voters in his bid to defeat a recall. They are literally point blank just saying, yeah, we're just doing it to get woke voters. It's not about what's best for the people of California. It's just about preserving your power. They say it straight out and people are like, yeah, it's fine. Yo, I hate paying attention to this political stuff because it's just like, these people are such disingenuous liars that they would just straight up lie right through their face, or they just are stupid, or they just think that we're not paying attention. We have the internet, dog. 2 days ago, Newsolini retweeted Cory Booker, who's just a gem. My friend Gavin Newsom has been a leader throughout this crisis. Now, an unpopular partisan recall will waste critical taxpayer dollars when they're needed the most. Excuse me, Cory Booker? Waste taxpayer dollars? Since when? Since when is anybody on Big Blue concerned about squandering taxpayer dollars? Like, what are you talking about? Okay, sure, dude. Partisan Republican recall. And they even bought StopTheRepublicanRecall.com. Yo, Doc, if you think this is Republican, you're straight clueless. Absolutely priceless hearing them talk about wasting taxpayer dollars, as back in January they introduced California's most expensive budget ever at over $227 billion. But hey, who cares about that? They're just expecting their expenses to grow faster than their revenue, as they're predicting a $7.6 billion deficit by 2023 and an over $11 billion deficit by 2025. That's fine. But hey, no surprises here. These people have no soul. They will lie straight through their face and do absolutely anything to maintain their power, and the media just loves rallying behind their complete BS. Newsolini went on The View yesterday with Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg, titans of truth. And they proclaimed that this recall election is tied to the same, quote, extremist groups that helped organize the events on January 6th at the Capitol. Sure, and I'm sure it has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that just Newsom sucks.